What's up, guys? Austin Page here, and I get a lot of questions about what I do for my arms and what helps build them up. So tonight I'm going to show y'all my favorite go-to bicep exercises. Let's get it.
So starting off with this exercise right here is an alternating dumbbell curl that I like to do. And I usually don't start my workouts off with it. Usually I'll do some type of machine curl, but today I'm showing you my top 3 favorites. So this is the one I started off with. Right here, I'm trying to focus on really supinating my wrist, so spinning the wrist and twisting it outward, trying to sort of ball that bicep up into a knot, just trying to squeeze and contract that bicep at the top. And right now, I'm just sort of warming it up, so getting some blood into the muscle, so I don't really, injure myself or whatnot when I go up in weight. But you can see I'm trying to sort of keep my shoulder blades retracted, whatnot. Moving on to a skull crusher to warm up those elbows and triceps a little bit too. Just going through the motion, sort of getting that blood moving. Alright, so starting off right here, you can definitely see with these alternating curls, I'm trying to really supinate that wrist and spin the wrist outward. Bringing the dumbbell up a little bit, so it's not your typical curl where you're keeping your elbow locked up beside your arm. You're really just sort of letting it float freely, but focusing on letting that bicep twist and knot up at the top, and then focus on a full stretch, letting the bicep or dumbbell all the way down. With these, you definitely want to go nice, slow, and controlled, keeping that chest upright, shoulder blades sort of retracted back, squeezed together, and really just focus on one arm at a time. Really letting that bicep stretch on the way down, and then squeezing and contracting at the top. Like I said, you want to almost like visualize and feel your biceps squeezing into a knot. So with this exercise also, you don't want to focus on going too much with weight. This is a controlled exercise. It's not something you definitely want to swing too much with. Just letting the bicep literally do the work. And especially with biceps, I've always been a guy that, at least for me, I haven't really worried about weight and whatnot, since arms are such a small muscle group anyways. At least for me, I feel like personally they don't need that much weight to grow. As long as you can concentrate on the muscle at hand, you can really get that blood forced into there and get those contractions, that stretch, and really force that muscle to sort of just respond and grow. Damn, dog. Looking juicy. Thick 2Ks. Yeah, I feel like this angle right here also shows really good of how much I'm sort of supinating the wrist. I mean, the other ones do too, but... And even right here in this video, I was sort of going a little bit heavier than I might usually go. I think those were 30-pound dumbbells. So moving on to the single arm preacher curl. With this exercise, I really like to focus on the stretch down at the bottom. With this also, you aren't trying to go too heavy, more so just focusing on getting a good blood flow and pump into that bicep. I particularly like to open my chest up, sort of having that one arm applying pressure against the preacher curl machine, so you can sort of keep everything stabilized, tight, and just focus on letting that bicep sort of stretch all the way down and squeeze at the top. Especially with this exercise, you hear a lot of horror stories of a lot of people just getting bicep tendon tears and ruptures and whatnot, sort of letting that bicep overstretch or hyperextend. But with this, you want to let it just sort of slowly control all the way down, letting that arm stretch out, and then on the bottom, just sort of exploding up, but not uncontrollably, but exploding up. I've got the best curl faces right there, like it's a 100-pound dumbbell. And just remember, we're just trying to get the bicep to work. We aren't focusing on anything else. Just letting the bicep control the weight down, stretch, and squeeze up. So moving on to my third favorite exercise, and I like this one a lot just because it works a different angle of the bicep and also the forearms. I like to think that I have a very, very strong forearm grip in comparison, I guess, to most of the other strength throughout my body. But I could maybe give credit to this exercise because I've done it almost religiously with every arm day that I've done over the past years, or like a bicep day, or when I'm focusing on biceps, just finishing off with a reverse curl. So with these, I like to make sure my elbows are tucked into the body, nice and tight, scapula and shoulder blades pinched back. Just really focusing on, like I said, squeezing those biceps on up. Usually don't bring it too much higher than my chest because I don't want those elbows to get too high, and letting the sort of weight stretch the bicep and forearms on the way back down. You know, I think a lot of people skip or underrate this or maybe sleep on this exercise. I don't see a lot of people doing a lot of reverse curls, at least throughout the gyms that I go into. So don't definitely sleep on these. All right, so forgot I totally did a fourth bicep exercise, but this is another one that I like to throw in if I ever go to a gym that has a set of TRX bands. But this is the TRX band bicep curl. With this, you want to make sure your arms are upright, elbows pointing to the sky, and you want to bring your fist and curl your fist to your forehead, almost like you're trying to punch yourself in the face. The better control and stability you can keep throughout the elbow area and just making sure they're pointing upright, the more focus and concentration it'll put into those biceps. So with these, we're focusing on obviously letting it all the way out, stretching those biceps out, and then sort of squeezing, trying to punch yourself in the face. With these, I like them because they don't put too much strain on the wrist. They move freely, and you can just really focus on using the weight of your body to sort of keep the reps going. And I like to sort of finish off by leaning back as far as I can and going till failure, and then maybe taking a step or two away from the wall, giving me a little bit less resistance and forcing a few more reps in. Just getting as much blood as I can to finish off these biceps and sort of pump them up.
All right, guys. Those are my favorite go-to bicep exercises. Give them a shot. Make sure you tag me in any of your videos or any of your posts when you try it. Let me know what you think. Also, comment below. Let me know what else you'd like to see from me. Thanks, guys.